What is up? Welcome back to episode number 37 of the Sunday Riff Refinery, the series where I write a song from scratch. But today we're not writing it from scratch. Today we're actually doing something that I was talking in the group chat about a couple of weeks ago, where I find one of my super old riffs from when I first started posting to Instagram and TikTok. It was before I even started posting on YouTube. And we're gonna revise that riff. We're gonna refine that riff. As the name would suggest, this is probably one of the first times that we're gonna do it. And by old, I mean I wrote this back in 2022, 2023. And before we get started, please don't come at me for the hairdo or the shorts or the angles. This was before I knew what I was doing. I still don't know what I was doing, but the tone was sick. The guitar was sick. I really do miss the guitar. You'll see that in a second, but let's just jump into it. I'm gonna put it up on screen here. I'm gonna play the actual TikTok because that's where I originally posted it, but we're gonna hear it right now.
Drummers, duet this riff.
So, I thought that one sounded pretty sick. Everybody else did too. That was one of my highest performing TikToks that year, and still to this day, that one's still doing rounds, and I don't know why I never finished or did anything with it. It's not hard to play. It's a simple riff. It's on a 7-string. That's a 27-inch baritone. That's the Stephen Carpenter signature, one of the older ones, and that's a bare knuckle juggernaut that I had in it. I have unfortunately since sold that guitar. I don't know why. I just had to sell it because it was just sitting there. I did love that guitar though, and I do miss it. But thankfully, I have my GOC guitars now, which I had yet to get into headless guitars or anything back at that point. But I do have my GOC guitars, which are also a 27-inch multi-scale, actually. And we're gonna write to this today. BRB, let me grab a guitar. Oh, let's put this into sport mode first. Gotta get those arms out of the way. All right, let's grab a guitar. Okay, so I'm thinking, what should we name this? Big Red, Crimson Fury? What should we name this guitar? The finish on this is just absolutely wild. This is a GOC Guitars Vajra Plus, which plus means it has the nicer top to it. But honestly, I like the figured ash on the back. Like, that just looks ridiculous. Nothing different about this guitar as far as what I've done to it. It's just the stock Ryui pickups in it, so I'm gonna coil split them soon now that I've learned how to do that properly. But let's get this all plugged in and we'll talk about what we're doing for the guitar tone. So for the guitar tone, we're using my Quad Cortex again. It's been a while since we've plugged it in and used it for one of these videos. And the Quad Cortex is running one of my presets that I've made using the stock 5150 capture inside of it. Just because honestly, their stock 5150 capture is fantastic and I don't know why anybody would need anything more than that. So we're probably out of tune here because it's been a little bit since I've used this guitar, but I did tune it down to drop G about a week ago, and this is the tone that we're sitting with right now. Pretty damn good tone if I don't say so myself. And let me get some headphones on here because that way it makes my editing process easier later. All right, so first things first, we need to see what we're working with as far as how the riff goes, because I actually don't remember how to play it. All I remember is that it was in drop G because that guitar never left drop G. Something like that. Of course, I would use one of those chords. Cool. Easy enough. That's a very simple riff. I don't know why I never put drums to that or anything. Obviously, I did it as a video for drummers to duet on TikTok because back then that worked out really well for me and I met some of my really good friends actually. Shout out Ben, shout out Mikey, shout out pretty much every drummer that's worked with me over the years. And that's really kind of how I started building what I would call a community, was over there on TikTok, Posting riffs for drummers to then post their duets to is a lot of fun, honestly. I should get back to doing that. It was way too much fun. I've tried to do that here on YouTube, but all of you YouTube drummers don't really seem to care, so. Or you're just not watching the video. All right, so I did figure out that this riff was about 200 BPM. I don't know if that's exactly what it was at originally, but essentially we are going to hide all of that now and we're going to work on just the song. I wish I could get rid of the movie. I don't know how to get rid of the movie up there. Oh man, these strings are a little bit slinky because these are strings meant for drop A and B standard on a 7, and I've got this down in drop G. I just didn't feel like restringing it and doing an intonation setup and everything like that because I'm gonna put this back in drop A anyways. Because I am getting that gold one behind me fixed back up, I burned out the pickup selector switch in it and messed everything up when I was trying to do some work on it. So that'll be back up and operational soon. Right now, we've got this to contend with though. Okay, let's go ahead and track this to a click and then we'll write some drums. Is that not in 4/4? It's in 6/4. Huh. Any of you music theory buffs out there, let me know if I'm just reading that completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's in 6/4. So that's 6 measures within a 4/4 count. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about there. So hopefully nobody that needs to know that kind of thing is listening to me. But we've got a scratch track. Let's go ahead and get some drums going so that we can re-record that. You already know I'm gonna go for Eloy Drums because Eloy Drums just does the thing for me. All right, let's go ahead and just do the Jens Bogren presets F Street Grand. It just works, man. Snare sounds good. Barely even needs to be mixed. I do a little bit to that in the mix and then it's just perfect. It just sounds good. All right, let's get some drums written for this. We're not using any loops today because I don't have any like loops in mind anyways. So we're just going to wing it and do it the old-fashioned way. Let's go ahead and find the kick. So I want this to start a little bit before the beat. So let's go ahead and do... I've already got something in mind. Let's see if it works. Yeah, that's gonna work. We'll just do that straight on the hi-hats too. We can just copy and paste all that to get it going, and then we'll change it up to do the fills. Okay, let's listen to how that sounds. Okay, so that's where we need a fill. We'll humanize this later. All right, so we've got that first bit done. Now we need the second bit. Do we just copy and paste that? Let's try just copying and pasting it and seeing how it sounds. And then we'll change that fill at the end. So instead of it being exactly the same, it can be... Ah, that works. See, I can do some fills after all. And then we would want that to repeat with the guitars there again. You notice that I'm not double tracking everything yet today, and that's because I want to stop slowing myself down in the writing process. I want to actually get this, just do scratch tracks like I should and get everything down and then go back and retrack it. Because I always notice myself wasting so much time double tracking everything in the moment. And then as soon as I write drums, I have to retrack it anyways because it vibes better with the drums that way. So no reason to keep doing them. Forcing myself to not do it. All right, now let's do something that breaks it up. Okay, we have something there. That works. Okay, we need some cymbals now. We had the hi-hats in the first one. Do we go to a crash on this one? Okay, that could work. Let's keep this moving. So we'll copy and paste all of that because I don't want to do that again. All right, let's go ahead and retrack this to the drums now. And we'll double track it. Cool. So we've got that, and we'll just drag. No, we won't drag and drop it. We're going to re-record it because this next drum beat's different than that first one, so let's redo it for that as well. Man, why didn't I ever do anything with this? This is a fun riff, dude. This is actually a fun riff. I annoy myself sometimes. All right, we need something to go next, maybe. I don't know. What are we feeling? Okay, so the chord progression is... Those are all the chords that we're using so far in the song. I don't know what key that is. It's in the key of drop G in my opinion. What key is this for any of you music theory nerds / buffs out there? I use nerd in a very loving way. I wish I knew music theory. Hello, are we gonna focus here? Something like that, that could be cool. We can even use this same drum beat to kind of write to that. So let's try it and move it over here a little bit. It works with that drum beat really well. Okay, let's try that. Ooh, that works. Okay, that works, just gotta play it less sloppy. Finally, man. 11 takes later. Actually, it was more than 11 takes because I was just hitting record mid-take again. Let's try and double track that one because we've already got drums. Cool. That was a good double track. That's so annoying. We need to change the drums there though. We can't have it be exactly the same. So let's change the drums. The drums are what's keeping it in that 3/4 or 6/4 time signature. Again, I have no clue what I'm talking about there. Let's figure out these drums though. Maybe we switch the cymbals around and that's how we change it up. Maybe go to the stack or the China on here. Ooh, maybe we do the ride. Yeah, we're gonna do the ride. Okay, this is good. And then we can copy and paste that as well. And what should we change? Should we change, maybe we go all double bass on this one? Or we could do a blast beat. Let's see how the blast beat would sound. I think this works, man. I think this works. That should do it. Let's go ahead and take these snares down. And we'll copy and paste. All right, let's take a listen. I think that's pretty sick, honestly. Not gonna do bass today because I don't want to program the bass. All right, I think with that, we've got a pretty decent idea for a song here. I have no clue what kind of vocals will fit on this. I will figure out something at some point. Not today, though. But let's go ahead and listen to this from the start. Sunday Riff Refinery number 27. A little bit of a shorter one today, but this idea is sick and I'm gonna roll with it. So let's start this from the beginning. Wow, cool. So that second riff is giving me major like Unearth and Darkest Hour vibes, which is constantly my vibe. You all know that at this point, right? But man, that sounds good. That actually sounds good. This is very much in my metalcore wheelhouse. Very, very much in my metalcore wheelhouse. That's a weird sentence, metalcore wheelhouse. I don't know, there's something weird about saying that over and over again. This is a sick beginning to a song though. I don't know if you all agree, but this one's working for me. It sounds good. I miss writing in drop G. Drop G is just fun. It's the drop C of 7 strings. I know everybody says that, or maybe they say drop A is the drop C of 7 strings. I don't know. There's just something pleasing about drop G to me. It just does the thing. I'm digging this. I hope y'all are digging it too. Please let me know down in the comments below if you are digging it. And again, if you are digging it, please go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, do all of those crazy YouTube things that helps us out. You know how it goes, right? But until next time, peace and love, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Sunday Riff Refinery number 38 will be next week. Look out for it. We might continue this. We might do grunge again. We might do something completely out of my wheelhouse. We'll see. See you then. Peace.